France recently banned work emails past 6 p.m. as part of a labor union agreement. The idea behind it was to maintain a healthy work-life balance. While that would probably never legally be enforced here in the U.S., it is important to try to find a balance. Mike Lane from the professional staffing company Robert Half is here to help us do just that. I'm so glad you're here to talk about this very important topic.
Glad to be here.
Why is juggling work and personal demands the greatest workplace stressor?
Well, I think that most people in their jobs have had to take on more responsibility. I think every company is doing more with less people,
Right.
Obviously. And on top of a demanding work, people have school schedules, getting the kids to soccer, all kind of activities. And a lot of people are even taking care of their ailing parents. So
Yeah.
I think there's just, and that doesn't even leave any time for hobbies or personal interests. So,
Right.
I think everybody is just very, very busy.
So what can employees do to achieve a better work-life balance, in your opinion?
Well, I think you have to first off set some boundaries. You're going to have things that you're going to do at work and then things that you're going to do at home. And I think having a boundary is really important. You can take work home occasionally, but if you start doing that regularly, I think you just wind up with a real challenge there.
And so what do you say to the boss who expects you to work on the weekend? The boss who says, well, I'm working, you should be working.
That's tough because, I mean, at the end of the day, you should be allowed to say no and delegate work out to other people. But there are some cultures where, you just can't say no and you have to decide, is that really where you want to be long term, I guess.
What do you say to the idea that you can have it all? I've come to the conclusion that you can't.
Yeah, I don't think you can necessarily have it all. I think it's just constantly a balancing act. I think it's just, you have to figure out what your priorities are. Is it going to be career advancement? Is it going to be spending time and being there for the kids? So having it all, I think, is kind of that impossible dream, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah, and of course, I said that it probably would never happen here in our culture, although it did in France. But do you see anything like that coming here in our culture where employers are setting more boundaries, or you see it going in the opposite direction and there being an expectation of you working at home and over the weekends even more?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that can be a luxury and a curse. You want to be able to work from home, like when we have the ice and the snow days, I was able to do that, it's great. But then there comes a fact that, hey, once you do that a few times, it's a reality that, hey, I'm going to send this to you at 6:30 tonight, do you think you can go over it? So I think that technology gives us a lot of access to always be connected, but it's really up to us as individuals to set the boundaries to say, hey, I've got other obligations, I'm not going to be able to do it this time.
Are there any strategies for the people who say, 5 o'clock, I'm done, that's it, so that they can be more productive and maybe shine during the time that they are at work, since they're going to set boundaries? I know people like that who had decided, I'm not going past the time I get off.
Well, I think you have to have a real good agenda for the day. I mean, I try to calendarize my day so that I know exactly what my tasks and priorities are. You have to leave a little bit of wiggle room for the unexpected things that always happen. But, if you're really trying to maximize your time in the office, then I'd make the most of it, be well planned, try to avoid the distractions, and try to accomplish everything you can.
All right. It's a hard balance, but hopefully a little easier with your help. Thank you, Mike.
Absolutely.